Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And another beautiful day all across north central Washington today. We thought yesterday was nice with sunshine. I think even more sunshine today for our Tuesday than yesterday. Yesterday's temperatures in the mid to upper 40s, much the same today as we look down at the Wenatchee area. And from our Omi Garden Sky-Fi Tower camera, and you can see all the nice blue skies out there today. And as I mentioned, temperatures in the 40s. And if you like this weather, you're going to like the next 4 days or so because we have dry weather right into our upcoming weekend. We're going to see highs mainly in the mid 40s, warming into the upper 40s by the end of the week with lows mainly in the mid 20s here in the Wenatchee Valley. And then on Saturday, a decent chance for some rain showers. That'll be late in the day, and then maybe even a little bit of rain on Monday or a Sunday morning as well. Also, windy conditions this weekend. We'll tell you all about that coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Yet another firearm theft in the Wenatchee Valley has been added to the roster of charges against a Moses Lake man. Chelan County Commissioners are scheduled next week to award the construction contract for the West Kashmir Bridge replacement project. And a little later on in our feature story, a video about bullying that you won't want to miss. But first, we begin tonight. The Okanagan County Sheriff's Office is searching for two suspects who robbed the Super Stop in Pateros at gunpoint on Sunday night. A man and woman reportedly arrived on foot at the store at 10:23 p.m. with their faces covered. They held the clerk at gunpoint while forcing her to open the cash register. They then fled with an undisclosed amount of cash. The clerk was not injured. The man was described as about 5'6", wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans, black tennis shoes, and holding a blue or tan backpack. The woman is about 5'3", slender, with brown eyes, and was wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, torn blue jeans, tan slippers, and holding a large purple purse or bag. The sheriff's office is asking anyone who has information on the pair to contact them. That number is 509-422-7232. Well, it seems like fire season has already started. A fire set by a Chelan area homeowner to burn brush along a fence line got out of control Monday afternoon, but Chelan Fire and Rescue crews were quickly able to contain it. The fire at 950 Puderman Gulch Road was reported just before noon, and firefighters had it controlled by about 12:22 p.m. Fire officials are warning that even in places where there is still some snow, the vegetation remains dry and susceptible to fire. Well, yet another firearm theft in the Wenatchee Valley has been added to the roster of charges against a Moses Lake man. Scott Joseph Paul, age 41, is already jailed awaiting trial for a series of October thefts in Wenatchee and Dryden, in which 7 rifles and a shotgun were taken. Prosecutors added a new charge last week for an October 9th burglary in which he allegedly acted as lookout while his partner, as you see here, Cameron Darnell of Yakima, climbed in through the pet door of a Wenatchee apartment and stole a .45 caliber handgun. That makes 13 charges of theft, burglary, or firearm theft for Paul and 17 charges for Darnell. Chelan County Commissioners are scheduled next week to award the construction contract for the West Kashmir Bridge replacement project. Commissioner Doug England says the project received numerous bids within the county's engineers' estimates.
Right around, there are two groups. There's a group that starts with little over 18 million. The highest, I think, was 23 to 25 million. The engineer's estimate was right there with the lower group, and so we got three bids down in that ballpark. So we're very pleased with that and hope to be able to award it to one of those three.
England says there remain some environmental issues that need to be addressed before construction work can start.
About it. You know, anytime you're dealing with a salmon-bearing stream that you're going to cross, with Burlington Northern and their railroad, with a county road, with a state highway, there's a lot of moving details. And the one thing that still is a little bit loose that we're going to have to decide how we deal with, two of the federal agencies are arguing about whether or not when the pilings are put in the water, it'll be too noisy for the fish.
The Goodwin Street Bridge was determined to be structurally obsolete, requiring its removal and replacement. The plans also call for traffic revisions, including a new roundabout at Highway 2 and Hay Canyon Road. It's the largest capital improvement project in Chelan County's history. Coming up next, a bill to provide $2 million a year in tax breaks for the hydropower industry was approved by the state Senate on Monday. The Washington State Patrol is warning motorists to drive with care at the intersection of Highway 28 and White Trail Road north of Quincy. And retailer Pier 1 Imports filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection Monday and announced it's closing almost half its stores this year. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
When it comes to finding a memory care community, you want the very best. You want to know that your loved one is safe and receiving compassionate care in a loving environment. Fieldstone Memory Care is an innovative assisted living community designed for those with Alzheimer's, dementia, and Parkinson's disease. You'll find a community specifically designed to enrich residents' lives. The Fieldstone team is here to help you navigate the important decisions you face when a loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's. Welcome home to Fieldstone.
It's a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC.
Hi, Corey Sangster, and we're ending the year with a bang. Take advantage of employee pricing on a great selection of new Buick and GMCs. 2019 GMC Sierra 1500 Crew SLT with savings over $11,000. Or this 2019 Buick Encore all-wheel drive up to $7,000 off. Or choose employee pricing. Before you buy, compare price, service, and selection.
December is a marvelous markdown at Sangster Buick GMC or sangstermotors.com.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Welcome back. In another news, a bill to provide $2 million a year in tax breaks for the hydropower industry was approved by the state Senate on Monday. The bill, sponsored by 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins, is part of his continuing effort to provide tax incentives to hydro that are similar to what's offered to other clean energy industries like wind and solar. The bill, approved by a 39-9 vote, falls short of that, but does offer an exemption from the state portion of the sales tax for utilities that refurbish their plants with oil-free turbine blades. Hawkins said getting the compromise bill approved was a, quote, heavy lift, unquote. Hawkins said he worked closely with Chelan County PUD General Manager Steve Wright on the amended bill. It now goes to the House, where 12th District Representative Keith Gaynor has introduced a similar bill. The Washington State Patrol is warning motorists to drive with care at the intersection of Highway 28 and White Trail Road north of Quincy. White Trail Road is a popular route for bypassing Quincy on the way to Interstate 90, and the intersection with Highway 28 has had numerous accidents over the years. Trooper Daniel Mosqueda explains the problems at that intersection.
I'm located at the intersection of State Route 28 and White Trail Road, 4.5 miles west of Quincy. The intersection behind me, if you're headed eastbound, does have a turn lane to turn right onto White Trail Road. Coming westbound, there is not one. So we want drivers at this intersection, if you're coming westbound, to make sure that you are aware of traffic ahead, because they may come to a complete stop in front of you so they can turn left on the White Trail. We also want to make sure to avoid driving on the shoulders. And if you are on White Trail Road, remember, you have to yield the right-of-way to traffic already on State Route 28. The speed limit through here is 60 miles an hour, and there is a lot of commercial traffic. We want you guys to be patient, and as always, avoid any distractions in the vehicle. Have a safe day out there.
Also tonight, retailer Pier 1 Imports has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. They announced that Monday, and it's closing almost half its stores this year. A list of 331 stores targeted for closure in the United States does not include the Pier 1 Imports here in the Wenatchee Valley. That's at the North Mall. In Washington State, stores in Everett, Federal Way, Redmond, Seattle, and Tacoma are slated for closure. The company has almost 1,000 stores in the United States and Canada. Pier 1 CEO Robert Riesbeck said they're looking for a buyer of the company, and the bankruptcy filing and store closures should help move that process along. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
The two hottest pickups in America are at Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. First, the Ram 1500 with back-to-back Truck of the Year awards from Motor Trend, and now the Car and Driver 10 Best list for 2020. They call it a luxury sedan with pickup capabilities. Ram is on a roll now with third-generation eco-diesel power. Next up, the Jeep Gladiator, also a 2020 10 Best model based on the new award-winning Jeep Wrangler. It has options and capabilities that no other truck can offer. Two more reasons when it comes to buying a truck. There's no reason to leave town.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Burger King has teamed up with a national anti-bullying organization called NoBully.org to create a unique way to look at bullying. In tonight's feature story, they put hidden cameras in the restaurant and spied on customers' reaction to a bullied sandwich versus actual bullying in the store.
Scrawny, chubby, short,
queer.
Getting caught up in bullying, it's so easy because you're just glad that you're not being bullied.
It's been hard for me to stand up for other people because I feel like I'm already a target. It's just easier to do nothing.
Please stop.
Fine.
Dude, ow.
Fine.
Stop.
Fine.
Ow. Stop.
Do you have any friends?
Yes, I heard you.
What are you even doing here? It's almost too easy.
Stop.
Come on.
I get it.
Maybe you are a little bit more.
Ooh.
You think you're special?
One Whopper Junior meal.
Dude, stop.
You're fine. I just opened it up and it's all smashed.
Did you order bullied or unbullied?
Bullied or unbullied?
Yeah.
Do you have a manager that I can speak to? Because that doesn't even make any sense. Hi, your manager.
Hi, how's it going?
I was given this.
Did you bully this burger?
Well, yeah. This is a defenseless Whopper Jr. He can't defend himself.
You don't mean anything by it.
It's just for laughs.
Just for laughs.
Just give me my burger, man.
What is going on here?
What are you? Is there something wrong with you? Because that's clearly what happened.
You can't be serious.
Had you seen me bullying this burger, would you have stood up and said something?
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Reese.
Hi, Reese.
We're just having fun.
You having fun? He's not having fun. So therefore, I think you guys should just leave him alone.
See you later. This feels better to me.
Have you ever been like messed with before?
Oh my God. This is like the ideal world is where if somebody else sees like something weird happening that they'll come over and be like, hey, this is not okay.
Yeah.
To feel defenseless, that's one of the worst things in the world.
Chelsea came and she would just tell them that it's not okay because it isn't.
Something I'll never forget is my friend standing up for me.
I've been that kid, so if I see it, I'm gonna do something about it. And I hope there's more people out there like that.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast, and once again, a beautiful day out there. Let's take a look outside our weather window, looking down from Omi Gardens at the beautiful Wenatchee Valley, Columbia River, and lots of blue skies. Boy, did we see a lot of that today. Temperatures reflected that unofficially. High temperatures today at 45. 43 is where we should be for this time of year. 25 is where we started. That's just a few degrees cooler than our normal of 28 degrees. Record high 62 back in 1977. Record low 8 degrees, and that was set in 1990. Sunrise this morning at 7:01, and the sun will set this afternoon at 5:29. Let's take a look and see how your Hump Day Wednesday is going to shape up. And I talked about it earlier in the newscast. We're in a very persistent weather forecast, which means not many things are going to change over the next 3 or 4 days. As you can see, temperatures about like today, upper 40s for Moses Lake and Ephrata, middle 40s for Quincy, also Wenatchee about 43, Cashmere, Entiat, Chelan, all about 42 degrees tomorrow, and just a tick cooler than that up in Omak tomorrow with your high at 41. Taking a look at the surface loop tonight, we can expect clear skies. It will be cool and calm. We're talking cool, just like our overnight lows tonight, around 25 or so. But look at all of the clear skies all over the west. It's keeping this frontal boundary at bay with high pressure all over the western United States. Here's one in South Dakota, also one in eastern Wyoming, and that is just making for some beautiful weather for us with sunny skies in the forecast for Wednesday. It will be calm once again on Wednesday as well. Once again, that front's trying to push in, but the high pressure just won't let it. A few clouds will move over our way on Thursday, so we will call it partly cloudy for Thursday, but boy, by all means, it will be a beautiful day. For Friday, partly cloudy. We will warm up a little bit as some warmer air moves up from the southwest. You can see temperatures around the Tri-Cities, almost 60 degrees. We'll see mid-50s down that way. We won't quite be that warm, but we could be almost 50 degrees. And then by Saturday, yeah, late in the day into the evening, a 60% chance of rain, all circulating around this area of low pressure, which will bring that moisture right into south or north central Washington, and that will make for a wet one on Saturday. And then some wind on Sunday, and you can see all over the state we will see some fairly strong wind and a good chance of the wet stuff. Maybe rain mixed with snow on Sunday, at least a 50% chance of precipitation, and then we dry out as we get into Monday and our next work week. Partly cloudy, it will be dry, but there's a giant storm waiting in the wings just off the coast that we are keeping an eye on, and we'll talk much more about as we make our way through the work week. Let's take a look now at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. Tonight, about like the last couple of nights, 27 degrees for an overnight low. There's some persistent temperatures, 43 Wednesday, 44 on Thursday. A few more clouds moving in as we get into the end of the week, but look at the warm up too. 48 Friday, Saturday, wet and warm, 49 our high temperature with a 60% chance of rain. More of the wet stuff on Sunday, maybe a rain-snow mix then, in 47. And then on Monday, partly cloudy and dry with a high temperature of 46. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, serving North Central Washington, is proud to offer the finest heating and cooling air quality products along with prompt and professional customer service since 1984. Regardless of the temperature outside, Arctic is here for you. Arctic offers a variety of services: residential and commercial heating, air conditioning, commercial refrigeration, as well as planned fall and spring maintenance for the overall well-being of your system. Call Arctic Refrigeration and Heating for your heating and cooling needs. And now, it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. The postseason run for teams in the region hit a fevered pitch tonight with district tournaments on tap. Big 9 district playing games are tonight with Davis at Eisenhower. Wenatchee plays at West Valley starting at 7. This is on the girls' side. Both games win or go on. Lose or you're out scenarios. The winners of tonight's games will face off Friday at 6. At the highest remaining seed, Moses Lake has until Friday to prepare for its district championship game at home against Sunnyside. That game tips at 6 o'clock. Big 9 boys district playing games also tonight at 6 o'clock. Wenatchee hosting Moses Lake. Sunnyside playing at Davis. We'll have the Panthers and Chiefs on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant Olson with a play-by-play live at 6 o'clock on Facebook. Have it on TV tonight at 6:30. Eastmont's off until Thursday when it will travel to West Valley for the district championship game at 6 o'clock. The winners of tonight's play-in games will meet Thursday at the highest remaining seed, also at 6. More on that coming up. District 6 1A tournament wraps up at Eastmont High School tonight with a loser-out game between Okanagan and Omak. That's the girls that started off at 5. The boys will follow at 7:30, all at Eastmont. Winner of tonight's games will face the loser of tomorrow's Northeast A District Championship between Deer Park and Freeman. Cashmere's off until Saturday when it will host the winner of tomorrow's Northeast A District game between Newport and Medical Lake. That game time Saturday, by the way, has been moved up to 5 o'clock. Yakima Sundome, the site for 4 games for the District 5-6 2A tournament tonight. First up, it's the Freda boys and Prosser and East Valley of Yakima facing Ellensburg. Tonight's winners will play tomorrow at 5 o'clock. The girls take the court after the boys with Sela facing Toppenish. Grandview battles Prosser. The winners of the games tonight play tomorrow at 7. B-League fans are headed to Lake Chelan Community Gym for the Central Washington 2B tournament. First up today, earlier, it was Liberty Bell and Oroville in a 3rd and 4th place game on the girls' side. That's followed by the district championship between Brewster and Waterville Mansfield coming up at 6:30. On the boys' side of the Central Washington 2B district tournament at Lake Chelan Community Gym, Oroville and Liberty Bell face off first for 3rd and 4th. Then it's the district championship between Brewster and Lake Roosevelt for the championship that starts at about 8 o'clock tonight. Postseason awards have been handed out in the Caribou Trail League. In boys basketball, Cashmere's Sam Phillips was selected the Player of the Year as his coach, Levi Hyan, collected the Coach of the Year award. Teammates Nate Phillips and Carter Alberts were first-team selections. Chelan's Cade Christopherson and Connor Wilson were on the second team, also a second-teamer. Selections, Cashmere's Brooks Elliott and Reed Smith. Cascade won the Sportsmanship Award. No surprise that Haley Van Lith is the CTL Girls Player of the Year. Chelan's Rob Huddleston, the Coach of the Year. Cashmere's Grace Erdman and Grace Hammond were first-team selections, along with Chelan's Boo Huddleston. Cashmere's Riley Johnson and Chelan's Katie Rainville second-team selections. Cascade also won the Sportsmanship Award there. Here's our NCWLIFE schedule for the week. It begins tonight and then gets cloudy after that for the rest of the week. We will have Wenatchee Moses Lake boys at 6 tonight, 6:30 on TV. Grant Olson with your play-by-play. Wenatchee boys, if they win tonight, will play the winner of Davis and Sunnyside Thursday at 6. Now, if the Panthers win, we'll have that. If not, we'll bring you hockey night Thursday with Vernon and the Wenatchee Wild from last Friday. Friday will be a repeat of Haley Van Lith's record-breaking performance in Cashmere's game against Omak for the district championship. That'll be Friday night at 7. Then Saturday, we could be hosting that Eastmont either against Wenatchee, Sunnyside, or Davis from Eastmont High School if the Wildcats fall to West Valley on Thursday's district championship. Otherwise, we'll have a repeat of last weekend's Cashmere versus Okanagan boys district championship at 7 o'clock. Did that make any sense to you? I hope it did. Spring training continues for the Seattle Mariners. Pitcher Taiwan Walker feels like he's getting a second chance at a new start. The 27-year-old was signed by the Mariners after missing the past 2 seasons following surgery, Tommy John surgery to be exact. When asked why he decided to return to Seattle, he said this choice was simple.
Mostly because I'm comfortable here. That was the biggest decision, just being comfortable. I haven't pitched in 2 years, and so I wanted somewhere where I can come in and kind of take my time and don't have to rush and don't have to really go out and prove anything in spring training, just kind of get a good game plan and, just take it easy through spring. Also, KT being here, I was with him for 2 years rehabbing, and so, I'm comfortable with him. He knows my body. He knows, what I need to do to stay healthy and stuff. So that was a big part of it too. I'm 100% right now. I feel really good. I got 4 bullpens under me. I'm letting it go pretty good too, and now it's just about being smart about it. I feel like I can go out there right now and pitch if I need to in a game, but we're gonna get a game plan and kind of go from there. It's a lot of familiar faces, players. It's not a lot that I remember. I know a few of the guys from around, but it feels like I come back and it feels good.
Walker reported to camp along with the rest of the pitchers and catchers last week. Camp got crowded today with position players reporting. Seattle's first Cactus League game against San Diego coming up on Saturday. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. And finally tonight, Tacoma's Bill Davis responded to an alarm on a property he was working in western Washington. Little did he know he'd find a baby deer stuck in the mud. That's when he called in the help of his co-worker with an excavator. And as we leave you tonight, check out this amazing video.
Try to pick her up, Rod. Just set it down, let her walk out. Come on, baby. Come out. Get in the puddle. In the mat. There you go. Run, baby, run. Looks confused. Oh, she's cold. Little baby. I think you need to go up around.
That's awesome. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you very much, Grant. My guest on Wednesday's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley will be Joel Reiner. Joel works at the cardiology department at Confluence Health. February is National Heart Health Month. They have a big event considering your ticker. They're having that over the weekend. Joel Reiner will be my guest on Wednesdays. Plus, we'll have highlights from the Wenatchee-Moses Lake basketball playoff game and a whole bunch more. Get your day going the live way, the local way. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. right here from this very studio. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it on the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.